Well, hello, fabulous authors, and welcome to RTTV. Today is our costume crossover event, and we just wrapped up Young Adult Edition, where my fabulous authors came onto the show and gave treats to our fantastic fans. And now we are on to the tricks for all of you fabulous authors. So with our costume crossover event, we are doing tricks and treats, and I am so excited to get started. Now, on Young Adult Edition, we had 3 fantastic authors joining us. We were supposed to have a few more, but unfortunately, a couple of them had last-minute emergencies. So we had 3 amazing people, Clara Kenzie, Courtney Sloan, and JP Sloan, come on the show to give us their treats for their fans. And we had some amazing treats over on Young Adult Edition. If you have not seen that episode, jump down in the show notes and we will post the rebroadcast link for you. Now, for those of you who are just joining us, you know that the chat box is on the right. You can go ahead, ask your questions. We probably won't have a ton of time to be answering things today because we're going to stick to our fantastic tricks for our fabulous authors. But if you want to talk and chat, feel free. You know how that works. We're going to get started and jump in and talk to our amazing authors.
Welcome to RTTV, brought to you by Reading Transforms, with your host, K.M. Robinson of K.M. Robinson Photography and Reading Transforms. If you look to the right of your screen, you will note a chat box. We encourage you to ask questions and comment throughout the show. Our moderators will be watching the feed and collecting questions for our hosts to answer during the end of the broadcast. Use the red question mark tab to differentiate your questions from your comments in the feed. If you are a member of our Facebook community and our weekly newsletter, your notes will be emailed to you shortly. Make sure that you are active this week in our Facebook community for deeper insights into how to apply this into your marketing strategy and for ongoing support. Welcome to the weekly live broadcast that will revolutionize your author branding, book marketing, and social media marketing strategies.
I see our fabulous authors are signing on right now. You guys can go ahead and request. As soon as I see that, I will put you on as live. We worked out all of our bugs during the last show, so we should be good to go here. Now, if you were watching both episodes, you see that I have done a quick costume change. So during my last show, I was Regina, or the evil queen from Once Upon a Time, and now I'm a fabulous ice queen, complete with very glittery face. So I was talking with one of our authors, Courtney Sloan, beforehand. I had mentioned that I was wearing a lot of glitter, so you can see all my glitter, and she told me I should be a unicorn, so that might have to be next year's costume. We also decided that it would be a fantastic thing if the two of us got together and went costume shopping someday. So that may have to be an Instagram stories thing that we do at some point. So it looks like our authors are ready to go. We're going to try to bring on Clara Kenzie first to tell us her trick. So here we go. I am inviting her on. And as she is getting situated, let me just tell you a little bit about Clara. Clara is a fantastic friend of mine, and she has a brand new book coming out just a few days from now, and she's going to tell us just a little bit about that before she gives us her fantastic trick. And it looks like she is getting signed on right now. Clara, how are you?
Hi everyone.
Hello. I love your hat. It's so glittery and sparkly.
Thank you.
I just love it. That's fantastic. So I mentioned that you have a book coming out very, very soon. Can you tell us a little bit about this book before we get to your trick?
Well, this is my book right here. It's called Aftermath, and it's a dark, ripped from the headlines, young adult contemporary about a girl who returns home 4 years after being kidnapped and discovers that her family, devastated by her disappearance, has fallen apart, and put her broken family back together and help find the body of her captor's first victim. She must first heal herself.
Fantastic. Now, I am so excited to read this book. I cannot wait to get started. I have been receiving text messages from our fantastic artists saying nothing but good things, so I cannot wait to get started. But before I jump into your book, I got to finish the show. And in order to do that, we need to hear about your trick. So in our last show, we talked about your treat for your fans. Now let's talk about your trick for authors. So I know you've got a good one for us. What do you have?
Okay. So my trick that has helped me become way more productive than I've ever been is to have an additional laptop that is dedicated only for writing manuscripts. No email, no social networking, no BuzzFeed or anything like that. The only thing my laptop can do is write my manuscripts. I only have writing programs on there. And I could technically log on to Facebook or Twitter or whatever, but I made sure my passwords are all really long and complicated, so I can't memorize them. That's my trick. When I have my writing laptop, that is all I can do, and I don't get distracted.
Fantastic. And I think that's so good because it keeps you focused and it gets rid of all of those distractions. So if you have a dedicated laptop or a dedicated space to do your writing, that makes you more productive. And I bet that this has really helped you along the way, hasn't it?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. You know, especially when I leave the house to write, I only bring my dedicated manuscript laptop, and that's all I can do. That's the only thing that's there for me. So that's what I do.
That's fantastic because it forces you to get things done and not get distracted by Facebook and social media. So good job. Thank you so much for sharing that. I really appreciate it. Go ahead and say goodbye to all of our fabulous authors. We're going to jump over to our next author. But thank you, Clara, so much for being here. I truly appreciate it. And that was a fantastic tip. Guys, take note.
All right. Bye, everybody.
Okay, so I am going to get Clara logged off here, and we are going to bring on a fantastic married couple, actually. They are both authors and good friends of mine, and they are going to be coming on to share their tricks with us. So we are going to be talking to JP Sloan, and then we're going to be talking to his beautiful wife, Courtney Sloan. So they are getting logged on right now, and it looks like we're popping up right here. I know that these two are so much fun. I cannot wait to get started and see what they have for us. And it looks like we're ready to go. So, JP, welcome to the show.
Well, thank you.
I'm so glad to see you and love your costume. The lighting right now is fantastic with this. Can we just talk about that for a minute?
Oh, well, the sun has set over here in Maryland, so I've lost a lot of my natural light, but I am sporting the AMC preacher look today. I even grew out the bona fide porn stash for this one, so, you know, I dedicate.
That is dedication. Love it. Love it. Okay, so before we get started, tell me a little bit about your books. I know you've got a couple of them out. I feel like the covers actually go with your lighting right now, so that makes me really happy. Tell me a little bit about what we're looking at.
Oh, it must be the dark content you're referring to, yeah. No, I have the Dark Choir series is my ongoing franchise, if you will. It's a 6-book series, 2 of which have been published and are available now through Curiosity Quills. And the 3rd book of this series is going to become available in December. And I have completed the 4th book, and I'll be sending that onto the publisher for a complete bloodletting any day now. I also have a standalone book called Yea Though I Walk, which is a horror Western crossover that came out this July, and it is like receiving tremendous critical praise, which makes me really happy because I put a lot of work into it. A lot of work. It's really cranial. And after this, my next book will be a YA science fiction book called Bonfire Black, which, you know, I'm about 50K into it, and that'll be available, you know, whenever the publisher likes it.
That's a good way to put it. Whenever the publisher likes it. Well, guys, if you have not grabbed JP's books, make sure you do that. Fantastic reads. And I know that you have a really good trick for us today. So we're dealing with our tricks. You had a fantastic treat for us in our last episode of Young Adult Edition, which you touched on a little bit. But now give me that trick that you've got for our fabulous authors.
Okay, so we have people who talk about whether or not you're a plotter or a pantser. It's kind of a bit of a trope that a lot of us are getting a little tired of because it's pretty much gathered wisdom. Either you do a lot of planning or you write on the fly. And I am the guy who errs on the side of planning. So I have spreadsheets upon spreadsheets upon spreadsheets on my computer. Any project I outline to a detail because that's the way I think. I'm very left brain. So I have spreadsheets for every character, including their background, their info, their zodiac sign. I also outline my plot based off of kind of like a template. It's like my basic recipe. First you make a roux, then you add the seafood, and then I have every scene on that outline very, like it's a 4-page spreadsheet, and I deal with everything. How does it contribute to the overall plot? Because every scene has to have its own rising and falling action, and it has to contribute and push it forward. If you have a scene that's not really earning its own keep in the manuscript, it's pretty clear once you fill out the spreadsheet before you even invest a good afternoon writing it. And if anyone wants to take a look at those, I have those available on my website, jp-sloan.com. If you go to the right-hand side of my website, look for top posts, you will see Dissecting the Scene spreadsheet. That's a good place to go to and start off with.
Wow. Okay. I did not know that you had that available to people. I feel like at this point, I'm actually going to have to schedule you for a full episode of RTTV to come on and really get in depth with that and teach authors how to do this, because I love that. That's fantastic. So that was a wonderful trick. You're good with that?
Oh, absolutely.
Yes. Okay. We're so doing this. It's happening. I'm messaging you when we're done.
All right. No problem.
Well, thank you so much for this trick. I truly appreciate it. This was fantastic and very informative, and we got a new episode out of it, so I'm thrilled to pieces with it. Go ahead in just a second. I'm going to let you say goodbye to all the authors, and we're going to switch over to your beautiful wife. But for more information, make sure you are jumping onto JP's website so that you can see exactly what he's doing, and I will let you guys know when his episode is going to be. So go ahead and sign off before we switch to your wife.
Well, thank you so much for joining us, and I will bless you in my own way.
It's really, really fun hanging out with the Sloans, guys. I met them a while back, and we talk all of the time. They are absolutely fantastic. And I am just going to kind of transition over while we switch over to Courtney, because they happen to be in the same place. And so they are just swapping out. And these guys are fantastic. I just love hanging out with them. They're so much fun. Courtney and I text late into the night. It's fantastic. And I am so glad that we actually have both of them on our show. And here's a little tip for you. Maybe this could be my trick. When you talk to people and you come up with good ideas, actually make them happen. Because this started out the last time I had Courtney and JP on my show. We had talked about Courtney changing her hair color for her costume, and thus was born this fantastic crossover event. So there's my trick, I guess. Fantastic. Courtney, you are here. Welcome. I am so glad that you were here.
Hiya, squad.
That is the best. This is the best. I just love it. Oh, gosh. Okay. So I know you've got a book out. Before we get to your trick, I want to talk about your book. So tell me, what do we have and what are we looking at?
Well, my book is Of Scions and Men. It's a dystopian urban fantasy. And even though it's a dark urban fantasy and I have all the vampires and I have shifters and all these different elements, the reason I'm going to bring up this aspect of it, it is also a political thriller at the same time. It deals with politics and it deals with a lot of our world politics and the important things that we have to face. And so you have this great crime thriller mixed in with the politics and the supernatural together. And that's what makes the recipe for Of Scions and Men.
Fantastic. Now, on that note, this actually ties into your trick for us. So I know this is really important. This is really valuable. And I'm really excited for you to share this with all of our authors because this is really going to help. So go ahead, tell me what your trick is, and then we're going to tie it back into your book.
Well, my trick is to be political. And I don't just mean this and like get on your soapbox and rant and rave. Actually, one of the biggest things that I've been complimented, not just on, oh, you have characters and you have vampires and I love the romance, is the fact that they're like, you actually have politics that keeps me going and it keeps me intrigued. And then suddenly I realize it has to do with politics we're dealing with now. And that's my trick. throughout history, I mean, we can go back to Shakespeare and look at it, and he was all about being political and subversive in the way that he could make culture stand out, in the sense that he made people stand up and think about what was going on. But it wasn't like in the James Cameron, I'm going to ram environmentalism down your throat until you can't breathe. It was all about, it's a part of the world, and it's a part of everything that's going on. And that's one thing that I've worked very hard. And actually now I've gone and given 2 different discussions for 2 different fan and author groups on mastering the modern myth, and how our mythology and our creepy things of the night actually are reflexive of our politics and our social issues of the time. And so when I look at Of Scions and Men, it actually has the politics and the vampires, but the vampires are standing in for a world that doesn't really see a lot of equity in women. And we have a lot of that that's dealt with. And in the second one, I know I already gave a tip and a treat in the last one, but I'm going to give one other one in this one. In book 2 of the series, it actually, even though we're dealing with all the different supernatural, it actually deals a lot with when does civil disobedience, when is it okay and when is it too far? When does civil disobedience transform into terrorism? And so all of this is wrapped up together.
That's fantastic. Oh, I love that. Sorry, that face was like, I'm really excited for the second book. That sounds amazing. I didn't expect it to jump back to me, I guess. I was just so excited. But that's a really good one. If you make it relevant and you make it based on things that are happening in today's society, especially with that political attachment there, that's really going to drive your story forward and make an impact on your fans. So yay that. We've had some amazing tricks today. Courtney, thank you so much for sharing that. I really appreciate that. And maybe we're going to have you back for an episode dealing with that. I'm just saying.
You know, I'm always there. I'm down for any fun. And we've got to make the Kashameen shenanigans happen.
Oh, yeah. Oh, absolutely. No, this is going to happen. We're going to get together at some point, and we have this list of things we're going to do, and it's going to be amazing, and we're going to document it all for RTTV and Young Adult Edition. Just saying.
I'm there.
Courtney's like my favorite person ever. Love her.
Love
all right,
you
so okay, so we are gonna let you say goodbye, and then I'm gonna wrap up. I do have one more trick for you from me that I'm really excited about. But before I jump into that and wrap everything up, Courtney, go ahead and say goodbye to everybody.
Bye, folks.
All right, so there we go. Thank you so much to my fabulous authors today who were able to come out and join us. I am so grateful for Clara, JP, and Courtney. You guys are amazing. Thank you. I appreciate it, and I appreciate all the hard work and effort that you guys put into working with me over here at Reading Transforms. I would not be able to do any of this without you guys, so thank you, thank you, thank you. So my final trick for today is going to be a little bit based on what we just did. And my trick is going to be use the people around you that are influencers to help you. So at this point with Reading Transforms, I frequently bring on my authors, I bring on my book world professionals, and I use them to help educate my authors and my fans. And I use them as resources. There are things that I don't know or I don't specialize in that someone else knows more about or specializes in that, or they can give me a better insight than I could because they've been there and done something that I haven't. And when I use them and their knowledge to speak into my life and to the lives of my students and my fans and my friends, that helps me, that helps them, and that helps everybody that gets that information. So take advantage of your friendships and take advantage of your connections and really use them to help build your brand and their brand, and work with them together to get the best information out there that you can. And that means bring them onto my show, or that means bring them on for a blog post on your blog, or that means working with them to cross-promote your books, or that means working with them to put things out on your social media that helps each other out and features each other and really makes a difference. So you're not just necessarily using them for their knowledge, but you're also helping them by using your knowledge for them. So when you can work hand in hand with people, it builds everybody up. So that is my tip, my trick. That is my trick for today. is to take advantage of your friendships and your connections and really use that to help both of you build your brands, get your names out there, get your books out there, and cross-promote to your fans so that you can build each other up and build the entire industry up. Now, if you totally love this, this is our shortened version of RTTV for our costume crossover event. Typically, we're a little bit longer, but because this is an event, this is a party, we're keeping it short. And so we've got our fantastic tricks for you. And again, our treats were over on Young Adult Edition, so you can check out both episodes with these three fabulous authors, Clara, Courtney, and JP, and you can see everything that we did today. Thank you so much for joining me. I truly appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with us, and I hope that you've had fun. Now, if you've loved this, jump on to www.readingtransforms.com, where you will have access to all of our online communities, our online courses, our resources, our tutorials, our videos, and the amazing projects that we're working on over at Reading Transforms. You can also jump on to community.readingtransforms.com, and that will kick you over to our closed Facebook group. I am in there every single day teaching you how to beat the social media algorithms, market your books better, and get your brand to engage your fans so that they communicate with you more on your social media platforms. It is amazing. I have so much fun there, and I know we've got some really great authors who are super supportive of each other, so I would love to have you guys join us. Now, you can also get all of today's show notes. So I will be putting all of these fantastic tips into a document, and you will be able to download that starting tomorrow by joining our show notes newsletter. So every week I send out a show notes newsletter with a rundown of everything we did during the episode, plus our freebie, because every week I give you a freebie to help you along on your author journey. And this week's is going to be all about the tips and the tricks and the treats that we gave out today on RTTV and Young Adult Edition. So you can check that out starting tomorrow on our show notes newsletter. Now, if you are brand new to our show notes newsletter, you will have access to all of our back bonuses. So everything we've done for all of the other episodes is on there. You will have access to that so that you never miss one of our freebie downloads. So jump onto shownotes.readingtransforms.com. You can grab your copies of all of these amazing things, and you can watch all of the back episodes on our YouTube channel and on our website. So thank you so much, guys, for joining me. I truly appreciate it. Thanks for hanging out, and I will see you next week. We've got some great stuff planned in the coming weeks, and I'm really excited. I've got some amazing book world professionals coming on to teach us some things, and I have some amazing things to teach, but it's top secret, so shh, I will let you know a little bit later in the week what we are planning, and I am so thrilled because it's going to be amazing. You guys have a fantastic day. I'm just going to let a couple of videos roll so that you can see what we've got going on, and I will leave you with that. You guys stay inspired. All of my friends are authors these days, and I thought, why should I be the only one that gets to hang out with these fabulous people? So now I want to invite you to join us every single week on Sundays at 3 p.m. for a live party on the internet. That means you can join us from anywhere. You bring the confetti and questions, and we'll bring the surprises, the secrets, the giveaways, and so much more every single week on Young Adult Edition. During each episode of Young Adult Edition, we'll be answering live questions from you. We'll be throwing confetti, we'll be playing games, we'll be giving away secrets, and we'll let you test their book every single week. You're officially invited to the party. Will we see you there? I love to hear from you, so let me know what you want to see during the next Young Adult Edition, and make sure you let me know what authors you want to see next. I'm KM Robinson of KM Robinson Photography and Reading Transforms, and I will see you at the party. Hey authors, I know that marketing your book can be so confusing, especially when you don't have a big budget to work with, but I want you to know that there are ways that you can market your book without costing you a cent. I have come up with a list of 20 totally cost-free marketing ideas that you can implement into your marketing strategy and see the same great results that my own authors have seen when they implemented it into their marketing plan. You can get your very own totally free copy of how to market your book creatively and effectively, even when you're flat broke, if you jump on to www.readingtransforms.com. Up near the top, you're going to see a spot where you can download it completely for free. It is my gift to you.
I hope that you take this PDF and you use it in your marketing strategy and see incredible results, and I can't wait to see what you do with it. I'm KM Robinson of KM Robinson Photography and Reading Transforms. Stay inspired. Do you have a new book releasing soon? Do you want to create a unique experience for your fans on your book release day? Do you want to interact with your fans, celebrate your book, and be the talk of the industry? Book launch live events bring all this and more right into your grasp. Rita Award winner and New York Times bestselling author Pin-Tip Dunn called it the highlight of my release day. Dying to find out if this is for you? Visit booklaunchlive.readingtransforms.com for more info and see if this is the perfect thing for your release day. Do you ever feel like you're alone in the book world? When the conferences die down and you're sitting in front of your computer alone writing your next manuscript, things can seem very isolated, but they don't have to be. Do you ever feel like social media changes are getting the better of you? Do you feel like you need support that you just don't have? You don't have to be on your own trying to solve the algorithms. Join the Reading Transforms community for a group of authors and book world professionals going through the same things as you. Connect and support one another. Hear from industry leaders on technology changes, and get the latest updates on RTTV, the weekly live broadcast that teaches you to market your books and brand yourself more efficiently and creatively. Get the community and support that you've been longing for, and surround yourself with authors just like you. We'll see you there.